Your choice. Consequences. These women fail to understand is that these men are finally lifted from the shackles that is being tied down to someone that doesn't appreciate them, so they thrive. Basically, what happens with a lot of women is they actually start to believe that the men that they're with would never make it without them. Some women in relationships build up so much resentment that they can only look at their partners and think to themselves, this man would be absolutely helpless without me. There is a vast majority of women that they will never admit this, but they don't want their ex back, but they also don't want to see them doing better than them. That's why you hear so many women like, oh, I went to go check his social media to see if he's still doing good or if he's doing better without me. And 9 times out of 10, women cannot fathom the idea of men doing better without them. It's almost like their inflated ego just simply won't allow it. I think one of the biggest mistakes that women make is they are under the assumption that they're almost going to have like an open relationship after divorce or separation with their ex, where they're close friends, they're still talking every day, maybe they're swapping stories about their dating lives. And the reality is that once they both move on, that relationship is going to shift. And a lot of women expect these men to still be their safety nets. And when these men have opted out because they've moved on, they're doing great, they're doing better, the women cannot handle it. And it's almost like some of these women want their cake and they want to eat it too. And they'll never admit that. They will also never admit that they made a mistake by leaving in the first place, because they have been brainwashed into believing that divorce is cool, single motherhood is cool, being single is cool, and you're so free to do whatever you want. But sorry, you don't get wife treatment as the ex-wife.
Whoo! What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the episode of City Boys Raw and Uncut. I got some real heat for y'all today, man. Go ahead and like, subscribe. We almost to 500, man. Help your brother out, man. Let's go.
You went through the hardest time of his life and you left him. And now that he's back on his feet, you want to come crawling back? Go get the
And that's the exact type of reaction you're supposed to have when they try to come climbing back, for real. For real. If they couldn't put up with you at your worst, they don't deserve you at your best, fella. She does not get to reap all the blessings and fruits of your hard labor now that you've made it. Don't be a fool. Let's continue.
What happens after a breakup or a divorce? Let's get to it. When a man gets out of a divorce or a breakup, his income will increase. When a woman gets a divorce or a breakup with her boyfriend, her body count increases. That's just the hardcore truth. When a man breaks up with a woman, he's working on his fitness, he's working on his mental, he's working on his finances, so that way he could be a better man for the next one. A better him will attract a better next. When a woman breaks up with a man or divorces him, she wants to explore. She want to see what she been missing. She going on girls trips. She getting flew out. She going to brunches. She going on multiple dates, getting dug out by multiple men. She's going to ride the cock carousel until she's ready to settle down again. That's why you never take a woman seriously that just got out of a long-term relationship or a marriage, because she's in her 304 phase. No matter how many bodies she got or she accumulated, it's always going to be a sucker out there that's willing to wife her up and take care of her. Fellas, whenever you get out of a relationship or a divorce, just focus on you, focus on building the best version of yourself, and everything else gonna fall in place. Don't worry about what she doing. If she want to appreciate her value, that's her.
You just work on yourself, Claire. For real, you work on yourself. But there's another thing that I do notice, though, that he did spit some real facts, is that when a woman breaks up with a man, she wants to go ahead and start exploring, right? She wants to do all the stuff that she didn't do while she was with you. Out of respect for you, maybe sometimes, but a good majority of that time as well, they've been doing what they wanted to do all along. But that's neither here nor there. But I have noticed that when a man gets his heart broken or gets broken up with, the first thing that he does is think about self-improvement. He does. You know, he'll be getting in the gym. He might come back to the basketball courts. Like he does a lot of things to try to take his mind off her. Use a good man will. A man that's really about himself and it's about really trying to change his life and build himself up, especially after his heart is broken, he will try to do things to improve himself. He really will. But a lot of women, they want to come back around after the ship has already sailed and be waving at the shoreline like, you're going to come back and pick me up? Like, no, he's not. And he doesn't need to. And I'll say this again, fellas, if your girl broke up with you, especially for some dumb shit, some bullshit, don't go back to her. Don't go back to her. Don't be that guy, man. Do not be that guy, because she will not respect you the second time around. Matter of fact, all the hard work that you put in to become the guy that you needed to become, she won't respect it if you take her back. She'll sabotage it slowly. I'm telling you. Let's go, guys.
Even in a relationship, like most men get better after their breakup.
That's right.
Facts. Woo.
We should have been on our shit in the relationship,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But normally after, you be like, man, I'm gonna get on my shit. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
her regret leaving, da-da-da. In business, it's the same thing. When destruction happens, companies are like, let me take a minute from here. So we have to look and say, okay, if these companies are falling 80%, 90% of their value, what would they be worth in 5 years? What would it be worth in 10? Often it's 500%,
Wow.
600%.
Yeah.
But we aren't taught that.
Why do you think we're not taught that?
You want the honest answer?
Absolutely, brother.
If we were the first thing that were traded in this country, why would I teach you about how to make money when you're supposed to be the product?
He said some heat on the end of that there. Some real heat. If y'all got that, definitely comment, man. Comment regardless, but if y'all got what he said, put ones in the chat, man. But he's making the same point that I'm making, is that after a breakup, men usually get better. They do. They'll better their lives. They'll better their lifestyle. They'll try to go to the gym more. I'm telling you, they'll do things that are more and bettering for them as a person, as a whole, like straight up. But then, like I said, what will happen is that a woman will see that and she'll try to come back around, like, oh well, why come I didn't get to get that part of him? I want that part of him, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes now to try to. No, bitch. Once the ship is sailed, you live at the shoreline. That's it. Let's go.
And I'm trying to be happy and trying not to cry. Why? Because my ex has so much money. He makes more than $18,000 a month easily. And now I sit here with the triggers because he's going to the Clemson Notre Dame game with my kids. I can't just randomly afford that. Hell, I can't even get them all in the same room at the same time. So I sit here and I'm gonna get through this trigger. I'm gonna suck it up, buttercup, and I'll move on. But it's not fair. Like, it's not fair. I'm pissed.
It's not fair, but you left. You wanted a divorce. I've done the backstory on this girl before. She divorced her husband, and it wasn't because of no cheating either. But once you leave that lifestyle, you give up all the benefits, man. You can't be crying online to us, it's not fair. Life ain't fair, man. Like, come on, man. We learned that from an early age, that life ain't fair. Well, boys do. Women, for some reason, don't know that. But what made you think that, why are you so worried about his money for? What made you think that you thought you were still gonna be able to benefit from him? That's BS, man. And that's also the problem that I have with alimony as well, is that you're still getting the benefit off this man, and you're not giving him any pussy. You're not giving him any kind of emotional support. You ain't doing shit for him. A lot of the time, you're the headache, but you still get the benefit off of him? The hell, bro? This is crazy, man.
I was reading this post in a divorce group on Facebook, and the question put out to the ladies was, how many men did you sleep with during your hoe phase after your separation or divorce?
It's gonna be good.
And some of these comments had, one of them had up to 80 men in a short span of time. A lot of them were in the 20 to 30 range within maybe a 6-month period.
Wow.
And most of the women were cheering them on and shouting women empowerment and saying that this is feminism and women, taking control of their lives.
And I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised that there was other women cheering on this madness. I'm not. Hell, women were cheering on Cardi B when they were saying that she was fucking while she was pregnant with Offset's baby. They were cheering her on. And this all goes back to what I said in one of my previous videos, where I say women don't support other women unless it's negativity. And while that's not always true, but it's true a good majority of the time. Women will lead other women down a path of destruction, straight up. And I'm gonna be honest, men will too. Men will lead other men down the path of destruction, but not as often as women do, and not as covert as women do. Women try to appear so much virtuous and a good person, but the whole time they'll walk you right into a fucking trap. And I don't get it, man. After your divorce, you sleep with all these guys for what? For what? I mean, because when you think about it, the majority of these women, they're getting married when they're like between 25 to like 35, right? So when you're getting out of a marriage, you're like 30, you're 35 plus. You know what I'm saying? Damn near 40 years old. And you're out here sleeping with all those guys? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, your age should have taught you something. You know what I'm saying? But it obviously doesn't, because you're out here sleeping with a bunch of guys. That's crazy. What they say, 20 or 30 in a 6 months period span? That's insane, man. That's insane. I know it's the whole my body, my choice thing and all that shit, but y'all are really making horrible decisions. And this is why there are so many single moms in the world, because they go off and they do fuck shit like this, and then, you know, there's no turning back from it. For real. Let's continue.
Divorce my husband. Why did I divorce my husband? I divorced my husband because I was making a certain amount of money. I divorced my husband because I thought I didn't need him anymore. I divorced my husband because I had this senior position at work and thought I held the same position at home. I divorced my husband because I thought I was better than him because I had my degree now. I divorced my husband because I thought a successful marriage meant I was here and he was down here.
And you ain't the only one thinking like that. A lot of women think like you, for real. A lot of women think the grass will be greener on the other side, and that when they leave this guy, there will be a ton of guys out there waiting with open arms for them. And that's just not the case. You'll have plenty of options for some dick. Absolutely. Absolutely. But that ever elusive ring, that thing that go right here, it ain't gonna be a whole lot of dudes. Not the ones that you want that's gonna be offering that, for real.
After a breakup or divorce, a man will double the money that he has. After a breakup or a divorce, a woman will double her body count. That is no lie. If someone has to tell the truth, it might as well be me.
I love it. I love it. And I'm going to go ahead and end it right there, man. I need y'all to subscribe. Get me up there, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to quit my regular job. I'm trying to bring content just for y'all, man. Just for y'all. I'll be dropping real heat, man. Let me know that y'all fuck with me, man. For real, drop a subscription, like, comment, engagement. Let's go, baby.